In the vibrant, bustling heart of Sector 7, an otherwise unremarkable Tuesday was on the verge of becoming unforgettable. Jasper Kline, a technician with a knack for attracting the absurd, stood hesitantly before the majestic facade of the alien adoption agency known as the Galactic Zoo. The entrance sign flickered with a cool blue glow, its radiant light contrasting against the coolness of the hovering air. Yet all Jasper could focus on was the tantalizing promise of a lat from the nearby coffee stand. A simple pleasure he craved amid his chaotic work life. Just one more paper to sign. And then I can caffeinate, he muttered to himself, nervously raking his fingers through his tousled hair. The thought of bureaucratic tasks in a galaxy teeming with bizarre life forms filled him with existential dread. Steeling his nerves, Jasper pushed through the elegant energy doors. A warm, unexpectedly pleasing aroma wafted toward him, reminiscent of burnt wood interspersed with hints of sweet gumdrops. The enigmatic scent teased his senses, as faint whirs and distant giggles from otherworldly creatures resonated throughout the vast hall, transforming his apprehension into intrigue. He blinked at the adoption slips hanging from the ceiling like cosmic confetti, their colorful designs sparking his imagination. "Welcome to the Galactic Zoo, Earthling," croaked a voice, rhythmic and raspy. Jasper turned to find an intriguing little creature staring at him with three bulging eyes, its wispy green hair resembling a delicate plant. Its skin had the texture of a bristly cactus, a startling contrast to its animated gestures. Thank you," Jasper replied, unsure how to respond to such an unusual creature. Should he extend a hand, bow, or simply admire its strangeness? He opted for a tentative smile. "You wish to adopt?" the alien inquired, its wide, bulbous eyes narrowing slightly, as if assessing Jasper's suitability. Yes, definitely yes," Jasper stammered, scratching the back of his neck. "You've got some fascinating creatures here." His gaze was drawn to a glass-walled habitat in the distance, where a massive purple creature twisted languidly through floating bubbles. "What is that? A monster?" "Oh, that's a galactic gorgok, a most delightful companion," the alien asserted, puffing up as though it might burst with pride. "Cuddly and a bit destructive." "Destructive isn't exactly what I had in mind," Jasper chuckled nervously. "I'm more of a do-you-have-any-smaller pets kind of guy." The alien scribbled furiously on its notepad with stick-like fingers. "Small companions are in high demand. Follow me." Jasper hesitated. He typically loathed spontaneous decisions, preferring the comforts of structure and predictability. Yet a week ago, his neighbor's cat had become his unintended therapy assistant, upending his kitchen appliance into a chaotic smoothie explosion while simultaneously delivering the most comically untrustworthy glare. Maybe, he reasoned, a pet could fill the void of chaos in his life. As they wandered deeper into the facility, the walls did more than just hum, they seemed to throb, pulsating with colors that played across cages brimming with peculiar beings. He marveled at a quibbit, which fluttered like a luminescent butterfly, and a squishy blob that shapeshifted at whim, mimicking a patchwork of hues. Then they stopped by a narrow enclosure showcasing what appeared to be an impossibly oversized cat. "This is a Mellikai," the alien announced, its voice bubbling with excitement as it pressed a button to swing open the cage door. The creature stretched languidly, revealing its plush, striped fur and immense yellow eyes that glimmered with an irresistible curiosity. "The softest, most cuddly." The Mellikai let out a yawn that resonated like a distant roar in the spacious chamber. "Okay, it does look cute," Jasper admitted, stepping forward cautiously. "But is it dangerous?" "Depends," the alien said slyly. "Do you have any shiny objects nearby?" "Shiny?" Jasper echoed, his mind racing back to the iridescent keys he'd lost. Aside from a singular metal spoon lodged under his couch, they didn't keep shinnies around. "Well, we usually accumulate a few, but I'll just." "You must prepare for mischief," the alien interjected, bright-eyed, glancing at the Mellikai, which was now focused intently on him, its eyes gleaming. "The Mellikai can be a handful. Let me show you." Before he could protest, the Mellikai sprung from its enclosure with startling agility, crashing into his arms like a fluffy cannonball. Jasper almost lost his grip but somehow caught it, balancing the mischievous creature on one arm. It plopped down dramatically against him, stretching out blissfully, exuding warmth, that almost made Jasper forget his anxiety. Its purring coalesced with the humming background noises. It was a sound that felt entirely out of place in such a technologically advanced space, but oddly comforting. "Adopt it. I know you will," the alien chirped, watching with enthralled anticipation. Jasper peered down at the Mellikai, its inexplicable charm tugging at the corners of his hesitation. "You might gnaw through my couch, but what the heck? Let's give this a go," he finally said with an amused smirk. Moments later, chaos ensued. The Mellikai jetted from his grasp with surprising dexterity, lunging for the alien's pen. The pen erupted into a shower of sparks and glitter just as the alien screamed and wrapped its hands around its head in shock. "I have made mistakes," it declared, scrambling backward. "Wait, that wasn't my fault," Jasper started, but already the room throbbed with mayhem. The Mellikai twitched its back, claws gleaming as it reveled in the commotion, bouncing around like a small tornado of fur and energy. Jasper burst into laughter, swept up in the absurdity. Humor kept humans afloat in the weightless vastness of space, and amid this delightful chaos, something strange was igniting within him. "Maybe we started this all wrong," he quipped dryly, smirking at the alien. "What if I adopt the pen too?" But the Mellikai, sensing an opportunity for more play, darted toward the exit. How do I stop it?" Jasper shouted as he bounded after the tiny creature. The alien simply shrugged, still gripping its head in astonished disbelief. As he chased after the Mellikai, it became clear that this misadventure, though completely unexpected, was just the beginning. A whimsical journey awaited them, one that would soon send ripples through the cosmic community, and perhaps even stir something profoundly new within him. As the laughter echoed throughout the observation deck, Jasper couldn't help but grin wider. The Mellikai rolled playfully in his arms, its fluffy body almost vibrating with joy, as it basked in the admiration of the myriad alien faces surrounding them. It was a sensation he had never felt before, a profound connection transcending language, culture, and even planetary boundaries. "Okay," Jasper declared, raising his voice to unify the growing crowd. "Let's turn this into a contest. Who thinks they can outplay the Mellikai?" His call received roaring cheers and gleeful whoops as aliens of all shapes and sizes clamored to engage. The vast expanse of the chamber became a makeshift arena. A sprightly green creature octopodal with wobbly limbs stepped forward with determination. "I will create the ultimate distraction," it boasted, balancing a glowing filament on its tentacles while faltering slightly under the weight of its own bravado. "I'll improvise interstellar lasers," shouted another, puffing up its chest. Jasper expected nothing less, having witnessed this kind of playful competitiveness often evident eager house pets back on Earth. What unfolded was pure pandemonium. The Mellikai leapt from Jasper's arms, darting toward the first alien who attempted to divert its attention. It knocked the filament to the floor with an exaggerated flare, and the subsequent eruption of giggles rang like delightful chimes. Each playful interaction built upon the last, the noise swelling into a charismatic symphony of sounds, the high-pitched squeaks of quintophores, the raucous laughter of multi-limbed organisms, and the sprightly hoots of creatures that resembled chubby little owls. As the contestants spun into action, some dancing awkwardly, others improvising games of tag, Jasper threw himself into the festivities. The alien researchers finally loosened up, trading scholarly exchanges for playful mischief, their eyes sparkling with the newfound energy swirling around. "Look at them go," he called, glancing toward the towering three-armed researcher who had spoken to him earlier. It now stood, mouth open in earnest laughter, giving its three arms whimsical gestures in the air, as if inviting everyone to join in. "I had no idea interspecies bonds could form this way," the researcher bellowed, its tone reflecting genuine surprise. "It's enchanting." "Exactly," Jasper replied, heart soaring as concepts of species differences began to dissolve, replaced by laughter and fun. "We might just be more similar than we think." Amidst the jubilant fray, the Mellikai took center stage, dancing atop the research table. It swatted at a group of curious jellybean-shaped quintophores, which responded with a synchronized display of their colors like a living disco ball reflecting radiant light all around them. They jostled for space, merrily bumping into each other in their attempts to join in on the fun. Jasper leaned against the table, chuckling at the scene unfolding before him. Who would have thought that a simple act of mischief could unite so many beings across the galaxy? Laughter truly obliterated barriers, revealing an undercurrent of shared emotion in every creature, regardless of where they hailed from. "All right, everyone," he shouted, gaining their attention. "Let's create a new game. We'll call it Mellikai Mischief." Gasps of excitement filled the room, and Jasper hastily explained the rules. Participants would take turns attempting to distract the Mellikai while simultaneously showcasing their own playful talents, whether through dance, song, or peculiar feats of strength. Each act was met with raucous applause and cheers, the line separating audience from performer blurring as everyone engaged wholeheartedly. Jasper himself couldn't resist joining in. He flicked his wrist, revealing the metal spoon snatched by the Mellikai, and held it aloft like a scepter. "I present to you the grand prize," he cried out, inciting spirited cheers. Between the entities, vying for the Mellikai's attention, dazzling stunts were executed. An alien shaped like a kite twirled elegantly mid-air, while another construct, a multicolored assemblage of wires and lights, buzzed around, mesmerizing the audience. With each little triumph, the room buzzed with anticipation, their laughter climbing higher and higher. Amid this whirlwind of joy and chaos, Jasper caught something flickering in the corner of his vision, a group of children like aliens who were huddled together, shyly perched on a bench and watching the fun unfold with timid eyes. Determined to include everyone, Jasper beckoned them closer, spreading his arms wide as the pandemonium around him continued. "Come join us. There's just enough room for all." Slowly they gathered, still cautious yet curious. The Mellikai, sensing newcomers, made its way over. It purred and rubbed against the smaller aliens, igniting squeals of delight as the children tentatively reached for the playful creature, their initial hesitance melting away. Once a circle formed, Jasper led a gentle warm-up, encouraging the children to show off a quirky talent or two. The room's dynamic shifted again, a balance of extravagance and nuance taking shape as everyone embraced their playful spirits. As the game progressed into a merry celebration, the distinct call of fellowship resonated around them. No longer did they represent isolated worlds struggling to connect. Instead, they coalesced into a diverse community, forging connections that promised to ripple far beyond this day. Later, amid bouts of laughter and spontaneous feats, Jasper found himself reflecting on how the most delightful relationships stemmed from the shared act of joy. The absurdity they had all embraced together had galvanized his own understanding of companionship and what it meant to truly connect with another being, one that transcended the confines of tradition or expectation. As a final act of spontaneity, a boisterous alien cupped a handful of glowing orbs from a nearby table. They launched into the air, exploding into a kaleidoscope of colors above them that dappled the chamber in starlit hues, entrancing everyone as they dipped and turned. "Let's keep this going," Jasper cried, feeling an absolute wave of exhilaration surge through him as music began to fill the air, one he would later know to be a traditional beat from the planet Zumbala. In that moment, as a harmonious rendition burst forth into jubilant melody, Jasper closed his eyes and allowed himself to be swept away in the symphony not just of sounds but of kinship, camaraderie, and acceptance. Beneath the shimmering canopy of dances and celebrations, he knew this was only the beginning of the extraordinary interspecies connections waiting to be born, and he couldn't wait to continue exploring the depths of these newfound friendships, hand in hand, with the Mellikai leading the charge. Laughter and unity would carve out their path in adventure under the stars, destined to leave a lasting impact on the tapestry of the universe. As the adrenaline coursed through his veins, Jasper led the group through the labyrinthine corridors of the Galactic Zoo. The cacophony of alarms pulsated around them like an echoing heartbeat, reminding everyone of the urgency of their situation. Each footstep brought an exhilarating mix of apprehension and hope. They were tethered together not just as species from distant planets, but as allies facing an unprecedented challenge. The Mellikai, nestled securely in Jasper's arms, seemed to sense the atmosphere as well. It eyed the surroundings with keen interest, its eyes reflecting the vibrant hues of the emergency lights, almost as if absorbing the emotions of the moment. Jasper brushed his fingers along its warm, soft fur, grounding himself in the knowledge that they were not alone. "Where are we headed?" Korak asked, shouting over the mounting noise, his orange skin gleaming under the flashing lights. Toward the main control room. Jasper yelled back, his resolve hardening. If we can reset the central core, we might mitigate the incoming surge.
As they sprinted down the corridor, Jasper felt a grin tugging at his lips despite the chaos surrounding them. How remarkable it was, he mused, that just days ago he had been a solitary technician, overwhelmed by the tedium of routine research. Now, he found himself on the cusp of an intergalactic escapade armed with courage, camaraderie, and a furry companion that had opened doors to adventure.
Gleaming panels whirled by them as they reached the entrance to the control room. Jasper pushed the heavy doors open and they burst into the spacious hub. The control room was filled with blinking monitors displaying a tapestry of data streams and interstellar maps, all tinged with an unsettling red hue. Status report. Korak barked, quickly directing the group to divide and focus on critical tasks. Aliens of various shapes and sizes scrambled to input commands and readjust calibrations. Jasper felt a surge of pride as he witnessed the seamless communication blossoming among species that had experienced nothing but glimpses into each other's worlds. Overloading detected in Core 3. A small, slender alien shouted, wires bobbing from its head as it fiddled with the dense array of glowing instruments. It reminded Jasper of a jigsaw puzzle, pieces scattered in a playful artistic mess. Korak, I'll need your guidance here, Jasper called over, gesturing towards the console. You're familiar with that core. Right, Korak nodded, scurrying over with a buoyant energy. We need to divert power from the non-essential modules. Everyone, follow me. With astounding synchronicity, the alien team began to maneuver their bodies around the console. Jasper focused, his fingers dancing over the buttons and knobs, inputting commands as adrenaline surged within him. The Mellikai remained nestled against him, its soft purring a reassuring vibration against his chest. Redirecting non-vital systems to Core 3, Korak announced as he inputted data, gesturing for another alien to reinforce the structural integrity of the core itself. Got it, a friendlier face replied, extending its slim appendages toward the glowing orb that housed Core 3. Jasper held his breath, praying for the surge to stabilize. He could feel a gentle warmth radiating from the Mellikai, almost as if it were channeling its energy into him. It instinctively knew its place in the chaos even in moments of impending disaster. It thrived on connection and collaboration. Suddenly, the alarm's shifted tone, a long, sustained wail sent fresh waves of trepidation rippling through the control room. Jasper's heart lurched as he quickly assessed the screens. The earlier red signals had escalated, but now they were morphing into jagged lines, hinting at impending turmoil. Everyone, prepare for a fluctuation. Jasper shouted, his voice rising above the din. Reinforcements are critical now. With a collective urgency, the room buzzed with an intense focus. Team members shouted timelines for what needed to be done, rerouting power, realigning shields, calibrating core settings, and preparing for whatever was on the horizon. Jasper. Monitor those oscillations, Korak urged, finally stepping back to assess their progress while keeping a watchful eye on the grounding meters. On it. Jasper replied, eyes glued to a swirling vortex of data on the feed. As if propelled by an unseen force, the Mellikai squirmed in his arms and leapt onto the console, its small paws landing lightly on a cluster of bright buttons. No, Jasper exclaimed, lunging to catch it. But instead of chaos, a cascade of brilliant light blossomed as the monitors above them flared with vivid colors. The Mellikai had pressed a specific combination of buttons, revealing a hidden sequence buried beneath the surface metrics. Interesting. Korak breathed, scanning the readouts suddenly shifting from calamity to stability. It appears, yes, it's adaptive. Jasper's heart soared. The Mellikai had just uncovered a previously untapped option, enabling the control panel to harmonize with the impending surge. It reacted sympathetically, anchoring evenly against the overstressed core. Keep it there, Jasper shouted, leaning closer to the screen, awash with excitement. Push it just a little further. The conscious effort poured through the entire room as Jasper and Korak began adjusting their commands, utilizing the Mellikai's unintentional genius overlaid with their own knowledge. With the Mellikai steadying the panels, data began to stabilize. The red lights turned to a calming green hue across the console, merging into a breathtaking display of blues and purples, signaling a significant reduction in incoming hazards. "Almost done," Karak shouted, locking eyes with Jasper, their communication once again becoming seamless. The team's energy mingled with tension and elation, pouring everything they had into their efforts. Redirecting final power flow, Jasper called, fingers pressing down relentlessly. The confidence surged through him, echoing the laughter and joy they had shared earlier. Whatever came next, they would be ready together. With that, the universe itself responded. The surge stabilized, echoing harmoniously through the lab. The monitors flipped to a tranquil blue glow, signaling safety as the hysterical alarms quieted to a dulcet hum. Yes, the room filled with shouts of relief and triumph, the oppressive tension lifting in an instant. Jasper let out a whoop of joy as the Mellikai snuggled into his side, vibrating with glee, celebrating another extraordinary moment born from chaos. "We together can create a new discourse," Karak exclaimed, basking in the triumph, raising his arms above them as if they had just conquered their destiny. In the laughter, Jasper realized they had forged an unbreakable bond, navigating turmoil side by side. The Mellikai had embraced the chaos, pulled them together, and etched memories of collaboration and joy across the universe. As they emerged from the control room, the gentle hum of the previous alarms replaced by the symphony of sharing newfound trust resonated amid the Galactic Zoo. Jasper cradled the Mellikai, drawn into the moment. Its spirit mirrored his own, both forever changed by the challenges they had just faced. "Let's promise ourselves," he said softly, gazing into the creature's glimmering eyes, "that we'll never shy away from new adventures together." The Mellikai purred softly, nuzzling into him as if to affirm their pact. Together, they would navigate the aftermath of turmoil, adventure, and a limitless journey worth embracing one heartfelt moment at a time. And as laughter unfurled in the Galactic Zoo, Jasper felt the joy bubble anew, ready to leap into whatever came next, knowing they'd always have each other. The Galactic Zoo buzzed with newfound purpose, a resilient community forged amidst the threat that had once loomed like a dark cloud. They had navigated the cosmic storm, not just enduring it but transforming its chaos into unity, a bond that transcended the dimensions they inhabited. As Jasper surveyed the room, he marveled at how each alien crew member wore expressions of determination and joy. Their laughter filled the spaces between machines. There was Karak, still bouncing on his feet, eyes shimmering with the excitement of discovery. The multiple monitoring stations, once filled with alarms and erratic data, now flickered with soothing, stable currents, a symphony of colors hinting at their successes. "Can you believe we pulled it off?" Karak exclaimed, his vibrant voice cutting through the celebratory noise. "A storm that threatened to dismantle our sanctuary became the genesis of an incredible collaboration." "Absolutely," Jasper replied, breathing in the camaraderie enveloping him. He could hardly recognize the man who had walked into this intergalactic hub weighed down by ordinary existence. Now he felt lighter, as if the experience had awakened him to possibilities he had never known. The Mellikai, a central figure in their shared journey, squirmed playfully in his arms. "Thanks to our little friend here, we uncovered hidden paths," Jasper said, leaning down to nuzzle the creature's soft fur. "I still can't believe how it tapped into the storm's energies." A tiny greenish-blue alien stepped forward, her round face beaming with enthusiasm. "I've never encountered a being as dynamic." The Mellikai felt the storm's wavelengths as if it were a sentient whisper across the fabric of reality. "It's an enhanced sensitivity," Karak interjected, tapping fingers across his display. "If we can study it, we might even be able to develop new methods for predicting cosmic disturbances." The room erupted with chatter as ideas flowed freely. Jasper felt an overwhelming sense of connection to all the diverse beings around him, each with their own intricacies and stories. They were no longer strangers, they were collaborators united under a common goal, a desire to understand the universe and each other. "I wonder," Jasper mused, "if we could learn more about how interspecies connections enhance perception. What if we designed a program to explore this bond further?" Karak's eyes sparkled with possibility. "Imagine the experiments we could run. an interstellar research project on emotional and instinctual responsiveness among different species. Every Mellikai could serve as our guide. An idea worth pursuing. Another researcher added, excitement bubbling among their ranks. Let's harness the power of the Mellikai to not just interpret data but interact within the chaos. Jasper nodded, exhilaration coursing through him. Together we can not only protect the zoo but enrich the entire galactic community. We'll explore new dimensions of understanding. With that declaration, the crew rallied together, brainstorming potential projects and experiments. Designs for interactive interfaces swept across screens, fueled by a renewed sense of purpose. Amidst the chaos of prediction and analysis, laughter returned to the forefront, energizing the cabins. In one of the corners, a committee began crafting an idea for a Mellikai observation program, where they could engage with the creatures in a designated play area designed for learning. The engagement levels could be through the roof. Pointed out a glimmering pink alien with shifting patterns across its skin. We could plot different Mellikai trajectories and see how they assist us in real-time cosmic data tracking. This could change our entire approach. Jasper could hardly contain himself. Everyone was so enthusiastic, ready to dive into uncharted territories of discovery. He stood amidst the thrumming energy, thoughts racing faster than he could process. Mellikai, what do you think? He finally asked, looking down at their furry companion as it flopped over, accidentally bumping into a control panel that lit up with flares of colors. The creature's antics sparked laughter again, inciting a rush of joy among them. Seems like it has its own plans, Korak chuckled. I think we have a willing participant, Jasper replied, focusing on the creature's playful movements. It will be involved with our evolving studies, leading us through the data as it has before. As discussions evolved, day turned into night, the hustle and bustle continuing without falter. Jasper found his energy renewed with every laugh and idea shared. He saw the Mellikai playing with various glowing spheres. What had once been a source of chaos now became a symbol of hope and connection. Tirelessly they crafted frameworks, fashioned predictions, mapped interfaces, and gathered until the ceilings hummed with ideas. As if sensing the shared joy that enveloped them, the Mellikai suddenly let out a delighted yawl, darting back to Jasper, nuzzling against his leg before turning to lead the others deeper into their plans. Let's take a moment, everyone, Jasper shouted, raising his hands to draw attention. This might be just the beginning of our extraordinary journey together. Yes, we faced uncertainty, but we found laughter and purpose in our chaos. The crew ceased their discussions, shifting attentive gazes toward him. The room grew quiet, pulses of energy lingering in the air. It was a powerful moment, nearly tangible, trembling with potential. Today we've transformed a looming disaster into a unified triumph, Jasper continued, his heart swelling with pride. I believe we are all destined for greatness together. Cheers erupted around the room while the Mellikai emitted a high-pitched trill of delight, curving around Jasper's arms as if bowing to the moment. In the heat of celebration, a flicker of light caught Jasper's attention. He turned just in time to see a cascade of vibrant colors filling the observation deck, illuminating their surroundings with soft hues. It was a signal from the skies, acknowledging their resilience and victory. I think the galaxy is celebrating with us, Korak announced, gazing towards the holographic projections displaying their achievements. We're forging connections in ways never before imagined and perhaps even breathing new life into the zoo. Jasper couldn't deny it. He felt woven into something much larger than himself. Now they were embarking on a unique adventure with endless horizons ahead, a shared story waiting to be written. Let's keep the celebration alive, Jasper cried, joy pouring from his soul. Let this moment mark the beginning of our ongoing legacy. Here's to the Galactic Zoo for the friendships we've forged and the adventures that await us. With renewed determination, Jasper and the Galactic Zoo crew embraced the chance to explore the cosmos together, buoyed by laughter, friendship, and the wild, unpredictable magic of the Mellikai. And as the jubilant celebrations unfolded, immersed in sound and color, he felt hope transcending distance, uniting them all under the brimming tapestry of stars that awaited their next journey. As the sun rose over the Galactic Zoo, wisps of light spilled through the vast transparency of the observation deck, illuminating the vibrant, intricate designs that adorned its walls. It was a majestic reminder that a new day had dawned not just for the facility, but for everyone within it. The jubilant energy that had fueled their discussions from the previous night still lingered in the air, mingling with the aroma of freshly synthesized coffee, a unique blend crafted from both earth beans and exotic alien spices that now filled the room. "Rise and shine, team," Jasper called, pouring cups of the concoction and passing them around with a buoyant smile. The Mellikai, nestled comfortably on his shoulder, twitched its ears with interest, as if it too were expecting the day to bring fresh adventures. As the crew assembled for what they were beginning to call their morning of possibilities, conversations sparked along familiar paths. There was a sense of urgency and potential, charged with determination to carve a meaningful story that would spread beyond their eclectic community. "Today's the day we begin putting our ideas into action," Karak enthused, his long arms gesturing animatedly as he marshaled everyone's attention. "We must define our first mission, something that helps us communicate our unique journey to the worlds we represent." Each face around the table radiated a mixture of anticipation and enthusiasm mixed with mirth. The Mellikai stretched lazily on Jasper's shoulder, its vibrant coloring glowing in the morning light, seeming to embody the optimism surrounding them. "I think we should start with a grand unveiling of our project," suggested a spirited pink alien, its skin shifting hues in accordance with its emotions. "A presentation that showcases the Mellikai and our success together. A cosmic gathering of sorts." "But how do we reach out?" Another crew member piped up, their voice laced with curiosity. "We need to draw in diverse audiences from Earth to distant galaxies. We must be creative in our approach so it resonates far and wide." Jasper's mind began to whirl with ideas. What if we set up a virtual event that invites everyone to join us in demonstrations? We could create interactive segments showcasing how the Mellikai has led us on this path of collaboration. The chatter quickened in pace, new ideas flowed like a brilliant stream. They envisioned live streaming sessions filled with joyful demonstrations of behavior, experiments with the Mellikai, and educational discussions that showcased interspecies relations while celebrating the beauty of diversity. A bristly quadruped creature, seemingly composed of interlaced branches and twinkling lights, spoke up. "We could incorporate art. Perhaps host an art segment showcasing how each species expresses itself creatively, with influencers from Earth joining. Show how our colors and emotions bring life to our experiences." Jasper could hardly contain his excitement. "Yes, we could create a visual narrative that captures our essence, highlighting our stories through digital canvases while showcasing the Mellikai's charismatic charm. In addition, I can coordinate a live QA," Karak suggested, his eyes flickering with determination. "Let the audience ask questions directly, allowing for a deeper understanding of our experiences. We'll provide clarity and invite curiosity." The excitement swelled in the room as the crew rallied behind the ideas. Conversations blended into a delightful cacophony of laughter and creativity, each voice adding to the framework of their collective event. Confidently, Jasper stood at the helm, directing their momentum, guiding ideas forth like planets aligned to meaningful orbits. But amid the joyful whirlwind of planning, a question tugged at the corners of Jasper's thoughts. How do they convey what they had truly experienced, not just the excitement, but also the nuances of mischief and discovery that had drawn them together? "Let's ensure that humor stays at the forefront," he finally interjected, a grin spreading across his face. "It's one of the reasons our connections blossomed. We shouldn't shy away from the whimsical charm of our early encounters, but embrace it as a part of who we are." A chorus of laughter erupted, and with that they set about crafting light-hearted anecdotes that would highlight the Mellikai's spirited antics, channeling the essence of shared joy through their narrative. As tasks were assigned and the atmosphere buzzed with purpose, Jasper felt an electrifying pulse run through him. Writing was in his blood. He would capture all the moments shared, from planning laughter to the unguarded glances exchanged. It seemed the universe had conspired to create a vibrant network thriving within the Galactic Zoo, and he was destined to narrate that tale. With tasks underway, they broke out into smaller groups to begin their preparations. Jasper sat in a cozy corner with Karak, brainstorming how to interpret their story visually. The Mellikai bounced with energy, occasionally swiping at a strand of Karak's robes or indulging in a game of chase with an alien insect that had flickered too close. "Let's use a combination of cosmic visuals and personal storytelling," Jasper offered. Each segment could embody the spirit of what we learned, transitioning from a light-hearted tone into deeper significance as we highlight our initial challenges. Karak nodded thoughtfully. Yes, that will evoke both emotion and connection. It will draw viewers in through laughter, while leaving them thinking about the world's challenges. We could also display innovations while posing solutions on how we move forward together. As they fleshed out those ideas, they began crafting colorful diagrams, sketching segments where diverse beings would contribute and inspire unity among species. Characters emerged from their loose sketches, gems of knowledge, waiting to be polished into tangible illustrations that revealed their collective dreams for the endeavor ahead. Meanwhile, the sounds of enthusiastic voices echoed from other corners of the zoo, fabricating an atmosphere that resonated with connection. Laughter spilled forth harmoniously like a melody, promising that their collective wisdom would soon ripple through space, touching every planet capable of receiving it. By the afternoon, the team reconvened, displays ready to ignite discussion and demonstration. Jasper stood before the group as people rushed to present segments showcasing the very essence of their proposal. Some spoke of transformative interactions they still dreamed of establishing between their worlds, while others envisioned art installations that celebrated the Mellikai's genuine spirit. With each proposal, Jasper grew more inspired not just by the creativity surging through the proceedings, but by the tangible joy binding them together. This friendship transcended boundaries. It unified them in ways that extended into real-world impact, crafting dialogues that could resonate far beyond their small yet vibrant galactic zoo. Just as Jasper prepared to lead the next discussion regarding programming, the lights of the observation deck dimmed to reflect twilight's glow. They gathered closer to one another, the fellowship rapidly glowing brighter. "Tonight, let's have a little fun before we dive back into planning," Croc chuckled, sweeping his arm across the gathering. "Let's host a small impromptu multimedia showcase. Each of you prepare something to share." The crew eagerly clapped and cheered, their spirits lifting as they embraced the spontaneous invitation to recount tales, a cherished practice that would deepen their bonds. Jasper's heart soared. Creativity and camaraderie would color the evening, making the air shimmer. And so, while the stars twinkled beyond the glass walls, each member of the crew began to share stories portraying moments filled with laughter, technological mishaps, cultural discoveries, and, of course, the undeniable magic that the Mellikai brought to them all. Under the kaleidoscopic auroras framing the observatory, time unfurled as the warmth of shared narratives enveloped them. Every tale held threads binding them closer together, whispering promises of aspirations both personal and collective. Jasper leaned back, content to watch the magic unfold in real time, a discovery, a connection, an interstellar family threading together memories that would withstand the test of time. Laughter vibrated through the atmosphere, and he often found himself smiling at the little Mellikai snuggled comfortably against his heart, quietly purring as if in tune with the harmonious celebration. As the evening progressed, the air thickened with stories and laughter. Their journey had transformed them from disparate worlds into a cohesive force looking to uplift one another. Endless possibilities lay ahead, just waiting to be forged. And nestled within that shared excitement, Jasper realized he had stepped into something profound, a cosmic dance that intertwined their destinies, a story far larger than himself, yet so intricately connected that he could feel it pulse through his very being. He knew, as he smiled at the beaming faces around him, that they were all writing their legend together, carving pathways of understanding and friendship beneath the vastness of the universe. This experience was just the first chapter, a gateway into the mysteries left to be unveiled on their collective journey. A shimmering thought echoed in his heart. They were merely astronauts upon a limitless sea, each step forward revealing deep wonders. Jasper felt a promise closing like the pages of a well-worn book. This galaxy would bring them many more tales worth telling together, and in tandem they were set to embark upon a remarkable adventure, fueled by love, laughter, and a monster that had taught them the value of connection. And now, only now, did he truly see the boundless universe that lay ahead.